Alrighty guys, it is I, ChrissieGirl. Welcome to part 10 of my LEGO Harry Potter years 5 to 7 playthrough. I can't believe we're still in year 5. I'm really taking my time. But in any case, in the last part we learnt how to use Expecto Patronum with the other characters. And then that cowbag Umbridge caught us, you know, holding the group, and basically Dumbledore's had to flee because he took the blame for it. Only it was a bit of a botched flee, if you ask me. A botched escape, because Phoenix wasn't paying the slightest bit of attention. So anyway, things are only gonna get worse at Hogwarts now, because Umbridge has now taken on the role of headmistress. And honestly, can you imagine that cow as headmistress? Evil woman. But anyway, we're gonna head down to Hagrid's, I think, now for the next level. Next level's gonna be quite interesting, if you ask me. It should be. Actually, no, I don't think it's the next level. I think it might just be a cutscene. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it's just because I've visited the Forbidden Forest so many times with Hagrid. And I don't know, I'm just, thinking maybe I wouldn't put it past him to put another one in. That's not the case, I don't think. No, it's not a new stage. I didn't think it was. It's just a cutscene. The Centaurs are really mad about something, presumably because the land's being restricted by Umbridge or the Ministry. But anyway, Hagrid wants to... Oh, isn't it? It is another level. Huh. Forget I ever say anything. Basically, yeah, Hagrid wants to introduce us to somebody. Or something. And that's why we're here in the Forbidden Forest for the millionth time. Okay, it's nowhere near that many times, but the Forbidden Forest seems to be an old haunt now for these guys. Every year there's a stage based on it. I think that's going to change at some point. I mean, it has to. We're not going to be at Hogwarts in year 7. Anyway, just going to zap a whole bunch of things. Hagrid, from what I remember, can't really use magic. The only reason he was able to in year 1 is because Harry wasn't able to. But once he was, Hagrid doesn't really know many, if any, spells. He has a crossbow, but to be honest with you, I've never used it. It's not a particularly interesting weapon to me. So I really tend not to use Hagrid's tool apart from when I need super strength, which I did forget that I needed, right off the bat. That, I forgot that I actually had it in Hagrid. Hagrid's, just like in the first game, he has super strength from the get-go. You don't need to upgrade yourself with a potion in order to get super strength. He already has it. Just like Dudley. But if I remember rightly, this level wasn't a particularly long one. Ah. Phase 1 already over. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Hagrid's brother, Grawp. Well, Hagrid's half-brother. Grawp is a giant. Obviously, if you remember rightly. I don't know if I mentioned it before about Hagrid being a half-giant. I'm almost 100% sure I did mention it. Hagrid's half-giant. Grawp is a full giant, but he's a midget, even though he is a full giant. Grawp is quite lovable, but perhaps he's a bit too rough. Because Hermione clearly doesn't want to be picked up. And now Harry and Ron are thinking, oh god, he's going to eat her. So obviously we're going to have to come to Hermione's rescue. Hagrid's saying play Grawp some music, so let's go and do that. See if we can help Hermione out. This is really straightforward. Just build the musical instrument as, you know, as and when it's appropriate. The icon on the top of Grawp's head makes it clear what he wants. So just go with that. Plenty of studs to pick up. Oh, loads of studs. Where the hell did they all come from? I'm quite happy to take all of them. So, he wants a trumpet. He's got a trumpet. What's he want now? Okay, he's just going to shovel a bunch of things towards us. He wants a rubber ducky? That's not a musical instrument. Okay, he doesn't want all the musical instruments. He'll have practically anything. And at the moment he wants a rubber ducky. So he can have a poxy rubber ducky that will shut him up. Make him let Hermione go. I'll have that. Whee! Reminds you of those little kids' rides you find outside of arcades, doesn't it? So now he wants a, if I remember rightly, he wants an accordion, so now that is a musical instrument, and it's just literally just there, so really, really easy. Play that tune, Ron. And that should release Hermione. Grawp has now been befriended. And we could use his help later on, so that's not a bad thing. He's now going to let Hermione go. So obviously he's thinking about picking up Ron. Don't you dare pick up Ron! Put me down! Now! Oh, poor Grawp. He was only having some fun. Be scared, Hermione. Be very scared. Actually, I don't think what we went through... I don't know. Was it a level? If it was, maybe I'm losing count of how many levels there actually are. I'm pretty sure there's only 6 levels per year. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't a level. Maybe I'm just losing the plot. Maybe it was just like a little extra bit that was just sort of shoved in there. Because I'm not being graded for it or anything. No, it probably wasn't a level. Maybe I was right from the get-go. So anyway, follow Nearly Headless Nick. I'm pretty sure the next level is gonna be just around the corner. I mean, it's got to be. I mean, I know I'm not too far off before I tackle the final level of the year. So, yeah. I think we might be heading towards Snape's classroom. If I remember rightly, that's the only place I can think of that we could possibly be headed. And it looks like we're heading in that general direction, so I've no reason to believe otherwise. Yet we are headed towards Snape's classroom, which means the next level is literally just around the corner, and this next level is kind of cool as well, which you'll see why when we get to it. I didn't realise Snape played golf. What is it with all these golf clubs? So anyway, next level. It's just about to begin. Snape's trying to teach Harry to focus again. Snooping into Harry's memories, which Harry doesn't like, so he's going to get his own back on Snape. Legilimens! Anyway, welcome to the next level, guys. This is set in Hogwarts past, and if you've read the book or seen the film, you'll probably already know where we are, roughly what time we're in. we're in Snape's 5th year, but we're not actually playing as Snape. We're playing as none other than Harry's father, James Potter, and his 2 cohorts, Remus Lupin and Sirius Black. No sign of Peter Pettigrew then. Even though he did turn out to be a bloody traitor, he still was part of the Marauders at that time. But anyway, this is kind of like a neat little level. It's not a very long level at all. Basically just in Hogwarts past and, you know, we tried to catch up to Snape really so that we can be arseholes towards him. I don't endorse bullying at all. I do feel sorry for Snape. James Potter was an arse back then, whether whether you're a fan or not, that's something you kind of got to admit to. He was an arsehole. I mean, I'm not going to deny it, Snape was an arsehole too. They were both arseholes. But, you know, hey ho. Perhaps part of the reason Snape became a bigger arsehole than what he is, than what he was as a child, could have been down to, partially down to James Potter's bullying, which is one of the reasons why he hates Harry so much. If James Potter had been nice to him, I doubt Snape would have hated Harry as much as he does. When I say that, I mean nice to him from the get-go, not bullied him and then started being nice to him out of nowhere. But whatever. We're by the lake now. There's quite a lot of studs to collect around the tree. But this is just really straightforward stuff. You just knock Snape out of the tree. I don't know if that small segment with Grawp could have counted as part of a level, as part of this particular level, but it seems kind of disjointed if that's the case. I don't remember. I haven't actually gone back to very many of the stages. This is one of the stages I haven't actually returned to in free play, so I wouldn't know. But anyway, yeah. You can still switch to Padfoot with Sirius. Just neat. If I sound a bit funny, it's because my throat's just been a mixture of dry and phlegmy. There has been no in-between for me. I've been one or the other, and in both cases it's extremely irritating. But it's not going to stop me from doing my playthroughs, because that's just me. The weather has been quite hot recently, which is an improvement over the, rainy days that's been before. So anyway, knock the branch down, and you can duel Snape. Doesn't matter which one you use, if I remember rightly. So, same thing that we learnt in dueling class, just match the colour, match the spell, I should say, and fire it at him. James, Sirius, and Lupin, none of them know focus, so if it's yellow on Snape's side, the only thing you can really do is block until he changes the colour of the spell. Or changes the spell, I should say. And there are going to be a few cases where you'll have to duel someone that doesn't have the, that knows a spell that you do not. And that should finish off Snape. Poor guy. I hated to do it, but I had to. This bit's awesome. Snape in his undercrackers! And Harry looks too pleased with himself. See you in the next part, guys.